Well, good afternoon YouTube. Welcome to the channel. I'm going to say my name's Dan, and today basically what I've got here is a very rough looking piece of sapelli. Now it's been in the workshop for a little while, and with all wood basically I tend not to do anything too drastic with it until I've just eventually made my mind up about what I'd like to do. So today, because it's been sitting in the workshop for a little while, it can be quite a dusty type of timber to turn. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a nice piece of a section of this basically, and what I'm likely to do is run it under the bandsaw, get it onto the drill press, and we'll get it prepared. And what I'd like to do is I'm going to turn this piece into a practical pen. So, but if you are new to my wood turning videos, as I can say, my name's Dan, and I've been wood turning for around about 2.5 years. And I turn a lot of various different things, from decorative items to bowls and platters and vases, etc. But if you do enjoy the video, don't forget to show some appreciation. Give me a thumbs up, and hopefully you'll subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the video. But let's crack on. Right, okay, before we begin, as you can see from this area here, it's quite gammy in areas. So what I'd like to do is just basically ignore this left-hand side of this piece here. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take the set square. And what I'd like to do is just look for a nice straight edge. And what I'm looking for is a nice even area, so I can actually cut a blank where it's going to be quite useful to turn it into a practical looking pen. So just going to look for a nice area here, and we're going to take it straight down this left hand side, ignoring the gammy area. I'm going to say I don't fancy using any pieces of timber which could be possibly cracked. So what I'm going to do is just going to lower the blade guard. Just lower the blade guard. We don't want the blade sticking out too much. So what I'm going to do now is just move the fence over. Oh, apologies if I just knocked the camera there. Okay, we were quite clean there, it's quite accurate. So again, now I've got this beautiful, beautiful piece of sapelli. Now my next aim is basically to cut this into a couple of slices, and then what I'd like to do is, if I just grab my pen kit, what I'd like to do is just mark out using one of the brass rods. Take one of these brass rods, it'll give me a good indication how long I actually need. The piece. So I hope that's all right there. So it's just butt it up to the area here, just as close as possible. So again, mark it, and then mark again. So now I've got a good indication of where I need to make these cuts. So let's do a rough line, and a rough line. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to basically take the cuts along these two lines, and again, make a couple of pen blanks. Now, as we can see, hopefully the rod will be perfect in place. Yes, it is. So what I'd like to do now is make a couple of more adjacent lines down the side, so we can turn them into the pen blanks which I need. So again, I'm just going to use this piece of spare block here. Excuse my head if it's in the way. Nice straight lines. So I've got a good guide of where I'm going to be making these cuts. Okay. Right, at this stage I just need to be very, very mindful, very, very careful, because obviously I don't want my hands getting too close. Okay, we have one pen blank. Okay, one pen blank. Now what I'd like to do now is be very, very mindful, very, very careful, very, very careful. Okay, there we have it. We have our two pen blanks, if I don't drop them. Again, nice, even size. The barrels should fit perfectly, okay, perfectly. So what my next job is to do is I'm going to mark the center. And what I'd like to do now is put a 7mm hole directly straight through both of these pieces. Right, okay, moving on to the next stage. So what I'd like to do now, I've got my vise here basically, which is great for holding little small pen blanks, okay? So we're just going to get that in place. Make sure we've got enough adequate room really to actually give enough room for the drill bit to go through. Make sure it's lovely and tight. And what I'm looking for when I come down is for exactly the dead center. Dead center. It doesn't have to be perfect because the lathe will make light work at that basically when it comes down to preparing the blank. So we're just going to create enough room really. There we are, we're pretty much on center. And again, just want to start the lathe off nice and steady. And we're going to go straight through and hopefully we'll bore out 2 of the blanks ready for the brass tubes. So we've got basically one piece now, which is bored all the way through with a 7mm bit. Let's get on with the second one. Okay, we have 2 pen blanks ready for the next stage basically. And like I said, the sapelli can be rather dusty. So again, we're just going to make sure that we're wearing masks when actually turning this. You don't tend to get many ribbons off sapelli, but we'll see how we get on now once we prepare for the next stage. Right, okay, basically we've got the pen mandrel in place now for the next part of the process. And what I'd like to do is basically, I'm going to take my brass tubes because we're going to scuff these up now, okay? We're just going to apply a key to them. So when we actually glue them into the pen blanks, the glue has got something to actually key itself with, and it'll maintain better contact. So what I'd like to do is just bring the tailstock in. I'm just going to lock this in place. Make sure we've got a nice tight fit in there. I'm going to get the lathe on. And what I'd like to do now is scuff them up with just a bit of 120 grit sandpaper. You can do this by hand, but I find the most quickest, efficient way, just put them straight on the mandrel. Give it a nice little scuff. And there we are, they are keyed up. They are keyed up. So I'm just going to remove the pen mandrel now. And what I'd like to do is take my pen blank and my brass tube, and we're going to glue them actually into the shaft itself. Okay, so once they're glued on, they can go straight back on the mandrel. Okay, right, moving on to the next section basically. What I've done is I've actually taken the brass tubes, I've scuffed them up with a bit of 120 sandpaper just to key the tubes, and I've placed a 7mm drill bit all the way through basically so we can insert the brass tube. So what I'd like to do next, they've been glued in with actually Gorilla Glue, and it goes off quite quickly. So some people use epoxy to glue the tubes in, some people use wood glue, but again I think super glue from Gorilla Glue is actually quite good actually. It putting them in and keeping them there. So what I'd like to do is just slide them on, keeping that 7mm bushing there, and I'm just going to add another bushing just for the center. I'm going to pop that on just to separate the two, and again I'm going to take another bushing and the ending of the mandrel itself. So again, just gently pushing them on because we don't want to push the tubes off. So push them straight through. There we are, and we're going to take the second bushing onto the mandrel itself, and then on goes the stopper. So I'm just going to bring in the tailstock and actually support this. So I'm going to lock these up nice and tight. And what I'm going to lightly do is just bring in the tool rest, get as nice and close as possible. And again, I'm going to start off with a round nose piece of carbide, and act like scrapers really. So and what we're going to do, we're going to shave these into a nice size really. And what I'd like to do is actually match each end to the bushings themselves. But first things first, let's get some headgear on. I'm going to start the lathe off on the 3rd belt ratio, and I'm going to get up to about 3,800 revs, which is incredibly fast. There we go, just to ensure they're spinning quite nicely together. Okay, so let's stop the lathe there for 1 second. Let's just take a good look at this this piece of timber now. Just want to make sure we've got a lovely narrow shaft really on the pen. So again, we're just looking for any imperfections on the piece. So my next course of action is to sand this down basically, and we'll start off with a nice coarse grit of 80, then 120, 240, and then we'll try and put some true grit on here, which should actually bring it up to about 1000 grit. We'll clean it off with some isopropyl, and then we'll put the pen kit together. Right, so what I've chosen here is some Northern Grit. It's an abrasive paste which should actually take this from 240 right up to about 1000 grit and make it incredibly smooth. Then once we've applied this, we'll clean it off with some isopropyl, we'll put a nice finish on here, and then we'll actually assemble the pen together. So again, we just don't want to be, we don't put too much on there, but again we want enough to actually cause friction. So I'm just looking for a small little rag, and hopefully, there we are. Let me just grab a small little rag. There we are. Insane. Don't want to add too much. We don't want to make the pen greasy, but what we'd like to do is create that friction just to really smooth this off. Again, we'll just stop the lathe just to have a good check really, good check and see where we are with it really. But it's turned out very dark, very beautiful looking piece. So as you can see, I've got the top end here, and obviously the nib of the pen's going to come down here. So I'm going to give this a wipe off. That should be incredibly smooth. Yes, it is. So what I'd like to do now is just take some isopropyl, clean it off, and then hopefully we'll apply a finish, and then we can assemble the pen. Just clean that off now. Just clean it off. Now isopropyl dries very quickly, very quickly. So it won't take 2 minutes to actually get this pen actually ready. If you are enjoying the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel or a thumbs up. It all helps me out massively on the channel here on YouTube. I'm just going to take a good look now. It's got a beautiful shine. I don't know if that's evident really to see on the video itself there, but it's looking incredible. It's actually nearly as dark as oak, so it's yeah, we'll see how we get on. And dry that off. There we are. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take a small little dab of oil and start this off. I'm just going to apply the oil quite liberally. There we are, and we're just going to let that dry off. There we are. Okay, so we've got our piece of scrap wood into a beautiful looking pen so far. Now I am using 7mm bushings here, so this is a slimline pen, and they're a really good project for beginner wood turners to get involved in, and say that they're not too much trouble. They don't take lots and lots of skill. You just need very sharp tools and a good attention to detail. So again, I'm going to dry this off, rub it in as best as possible, and there we are. Right, okay, so let's take this over to the pen press, and we'll put everything together. Right, now as you can see in front of me, I have my pen press here, and basically I've got the first part of the pen blank, and I'm using quite dark bits here really, so just to match the darkness of the wood. And what I'd like to do is just basically take the nib, I'm going to move the lever, and what I'm likely to do is just swing this back, and I'm looking for the end which is going to contain the nib, so I assume it's going to be that way. Okay, so again we're going to come in, and you may need to actually reset that tube there. Set it in place, and what we're going to do is we're going to swing the lever in, and then it goes. Okay, in it goes. So again, now we've got this part of the pen. Okay, this part of the pen. Now what I'd like to do next is actually add the transmission. Now a lot of people, when they first start pen turning, they actually insert the mechanism, the transmission, in this way, silver lining up. But the best thing to do is take the brass looking end. Now we want it to go in, okay? So what we're going to do is again pull it back. We're going to take the transmission, line it up nice and centered, Again, making sure there's no obstructions there. Line here, there's a little line on transmission. We want to push it in, so that line comes in quite nicely, So again, we have our transmission. We're going to take our ink cartridge, which should just screw in. It should just screw in. When we turn the transmission, it should retract the nib, okay? The nib, all right? So again, we're just going to take the barrel, okay? Which is the, well, I should say the collar, which is the round circle, and that goes over the transmission itself. And there we are, the collar's on there. And the next part of the procedure is basically enabling the top of the pen, which shouldn't be a problem whatsoever. The only annoying thing about pen kits, everything, and I mean everything, comes in plastic bags. So I'm sure there'd be a way to minimize the amount of plastic waste when actually sending these kits out. So what I'm going to do now is just take the top of the pin, as they call it, and what I'm looking for is which end is going to look best. Okay, we're going to take that top end. So again, excuse me for fiddly fingers and thumbs. Again, we're going to put this in the press. Put it straight in the press. Could do this by hand, but a pen press is a godsend. So again, and then we just construct the pen together in one piece. And there we have it. There we have it. So we've got our pen. It should actually open and retract. So again, these tubes may need gluing in a bit more, but we'll see how it goes. But that's a very quick way I construct my pens. So but if that's been any help or any use, don't forget to drop me a thumbs up, and then hopefully I shall see you all back in the next one. But thanks for watching.